Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher, and today we're going to take a look at the tangle Scrawlz from CZT Jane Dickinson. Oh, this is such a lovely one, and it's so, I don't know about you, but in my brain, I'm like, oh, it's becoming winter. We can't do lovely, flowery, viney things. And then I'm like, oh, yes, you can. So this one is so pretty. And I wanted to do it and share it. Okay. And honestly, it is, and delicate. I think that's the other thing that I like about it. And it's also not necessarily too difficult. All right. Starts off with a squiggly line. You could think of it as a big continuous S shape. Now, I'll just say one thing I found is maybe not make it too wild. Oh, but the pen decided, oh, we're gonna, apparently. So we'll take a look at what that looks like. All right. And prove the point that it doesn't matter how your squiggly line ends up. Well, we'll leave the judgment for the end, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Okay, next. Coming off, let's just start here. And of course, make your tile comfortable for your hand to draw. And we're essentially drawing what we have lovingly referred to as fancy fescues, because we've seen this this stroke before, and in some things that that Zentangle has done, and that we just started calling them that because that's what it's fancier than a regular fescue. So I did a step out, and I explained it in the post that I made about it, and I, like I said, I don't know. It's one of those, I don't know who to give credit to. I know because I think we just all, it's one of those things, you don't know who exactly started saying it, and so I just gave credit to our entire Tangle Addicts community for that one. But anyway, and we thought, well, it's deserving of its own step out and own moment in the sun. So, and let's see, which way do I want to start? These basically all go the same direction. And we'll just start down here. So as this is coming down, and we'll use the kind of the takeoff and land concept. So we're going to come down here, and then as it, wait, let me just do it first. And then, okay. So going along this bottom part of around the curve, and then we just swing it up before we go up this. It kind of like goes off track a little bit, right? Maybe it was going down a little too fast. And a woo, and then come up and around. And the fancy fescue part is, however you're doing the curve, come up and around and back onto itself. So thinking takeoff and land concept, and that is, if you're not aware of it, it's where we trace over here. So this is like our runway. We do that, and then we do, whatever the stroke is. And then when we come back, or wherever we're landing, and this one we happen to be coming around and landing back on that original line, the original line, the only line that we're working on at the moment, and then we trace back over a little bit there. So that's like your landing strip. So if you're not familiar with that concept, and then you can fill this in as you wish to. I like to leave a little bit of the end open. And so let's do all of those. So going in that same, it gave me a nice opportunity. Whoa, that one's going to be enormous. Okay. Okay, pen. Pen's out of control today. Yep, okay. Sometimes tangling is much better if you just think of the pen and your hand as separate entities. And see, and it looks lovely. The pen says, I know what I'm doing. You just be quiet. Let me do. Oh, and look at how they're gradually larger. If I tried to do that, it wouldn't happen. That's why the hand knows best. Okay, and then, so we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And again, I'm having them come towards me. So whatever direction you pick. Well, actually, well, no, because you could have it come this way. You could do them this way. Yeah, it doesn't matter. And if you have them going the, different directions, it's all good. And it doesn't matter. Whatever you do is fine. And just keep going with it. Yeah, I still have trouble doing the backwards. And it's like, yep, that's all still going the same direction. And probably, I don't know if I want to say it's, a most difficult part, but one challenge is, where to take off, from that curve. And actually, I like what I've done here a little bit more. Well, no, you know what? See, here's the thing. You won't know from the step out, except maybe in my step 4. I always do my own version, and I link to the creator of the Tangle. You will find those in the description section. And I'm saying you'll only find it where where that step is red, and you'll see like some of these I have a lot bigger gap. So like I might have taken off here. But then what I ended up doing for this next step, and I'm gonna debate on that part. We might just leave that alone. So for the next part, in these little crevices that we've created, and no matter how deep that crevice, like this one is it's not as deep and wide as some of the other ones. Like I said, some of it, like if you can picture this pulling away a lot further, but it doesn't matter. So in that crevice, somehow, some way, I'm just going to do a seed shape. Let's just start with that, because it's not going to matter, again, what you end up doing. And I decided, because I'm just weird, I separated the 2 steps where she had put, there's a line, we'll put it in the middle, but I'm going to do that afterwards. Now, let's do a seed shape here. And then if you end up wanting to add a little flair, you can just kind of turn, like you start off with a C shape and then maybe come in and out a little bit, with a little bit of an S-ish flair. Or, you could start that off however wiggly you want these to be, like that. Just go for it. Whatever happens, and it will look so neat. Like that. Okay, and then you can come back. Well, and and here's I don't know. Let's see, here's a thing too. And I do like to separate some of the steps, because this way I can be in the groove of doing these shapes and not be interrupted, and then just come back and do that center. What's nice about these little center pieces is you can add a little curve to that, and it gives the whole thing a little bit of character. So like this one, because that's pretty, it's a very nice seed shape. But so if I just a little curve, and it like I said, it's fun, it's amazing. All right, and then this one, which is going off of the page, there we go. And okay, so this is just me. I look at this I don't know if you have the ability to do this in your mind. I like to switch something off and pretend I didn't do it. And just look at it with somebody else's eyeballs. And I don't know. I just love Zentangle because it's so amazing. There is no way if somebody said, "Oh, do this," there's no way that I would just say, "Oh, sure. Okay. Oh, I see." That's why I love it. I get so excited every time it turns out neat. Trust the hand too. Okay, then the last step is we'll put a little regular fescue just coming off. And that's just like with a little ball, little dot. And wherever you want. But we're kind of, where we've come over this way, just come the opposite direction just a little bit. Let me just turn this all the way around to where it was. Oh my gosh. Like that. And it adds that little something extra. It's just amazing. I could gush on this for hours, and the Zentangle method and the brilliance that some people have in creating tangles. All right, now what I'm doing next is we're just going to add, it's time to play and shade. And of course, you could, if you want to add other things, of course, it's your tangle. You have fun with it. All right. So I'm just putting a little bit. I'm shading this as I would normally do with seed shapes. And so I put a little graphite on either end and then bring it out about a third of the way. So that way you have a third graphite, third original tile color, third graphite, like that. And that is what makes it look bendy. And of course you could go more dramatic if you have a darker graphite, or like here, I'm just going to add a little bit more. And then just spread it out a little bit. Like that. And that's it. It's so neat. Now, if you want to, you could add a little, and I'm just going to use what's left on my Tortillion. You could also do this with, oh, you know what? No, never mind. Let's do this with the pencil because I rarely do that. Let's think. I'm just putting some little lines. You could, so I could kind of replicate this just a little bit underneath, but I'm just going to do like this for now because that's what I want to do. You know, and honestly, let's do this too. Let's just put little, and you can just leave it like that. Or you could use the Tortillion on it and spread it out a little bit. But it just depends on what you want to do. Just, you know, it's, what are they calling it? Pencil tangling, you could call it. Or a drop shadow, you could call it. It's just kind of neat. Adds a little motion. Or just leave it alone. Whatever you want. All right, this is just such a lovely tangle. I hope that you have enjoyed this. If you have, please click on the like button. And if you liked it enough to see more, would love to have you be a subscriber to the channel. I mentioned the description section for links to the step outs. Below that is my link tree. So there you'll find, you know, if you want to, all links that you could ever want and more. So if you'd like to connect with me, my social media is there, my website's there where you can follow my blog. On my blog, right now I'm pretty much sharing a daily tangle, that's what this is, and recaps and stuff like that. So I try not to bomb your email, you know, too much. So you at least get something once a day. Occasionally, maybe two, and that's it. They're themed. Also, if you're interested in classes or just tangling with me, because we have on Thursdays, Tangle Time, which is, sometimes I dare not call it a class because it's like, I mean, yes, we're instructing, you know, we're teaching a tangle, sharing, you know, here's how it goes. And then it's kind of a free for all, however you want to play with it. And it's really, really fun. Come and join us. And did I say it was free? It's free. I do 2 sessions, 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. It's just an hour. I start everything that way because I also have classes on Tuesdays. Those generally have a fee. But on my website, you can take a look at the classes that I have, the classes I've done. You can purchase the replays for the ones that have a fee if you wish. I always forget to say stuff like that. Yeah, so you get a flavor. And if you want to hang out with the rest of the Tangle Addicts, you can do that on our Facebook group, Tangle Addicts Community. There is a link, and in the link tree, there are 4 questions that you have to answer once you click that link, and that will get you in to the group. So just always like to let you know that. All right, I think that is it. Yes, if I forgot something, watch again. Listen to the end. All right, well, thank you so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.